All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Folks, Adam Peters, the GM of the Washington Commanders, is putting on a masterclass performance. I'm telling you right here, right now, if they nail on this quarterback selection at pick number 2, you will make the playoffs. This will be a double-digit win team. I don't care about the division. I don't care about anything. Adam Peters is doing an exquisite job right now, and I am Westmore, got his Twitter handle wrong there. He just put it perfectly. He summed it up perfectly on the Commanders free agency thus far. Quote unquote, they're having a great offseason. I like people that do what they say. And when you think about this ownership group and Adam Peters, they've done exactly that, folks. It goes all the way up from Bobby Wagner, all the way down to Marcus Mariota. The Washington Commanders, they had a vision. They have a vision, and they're putting it in place right now. And it's just, it already is on paper an extremely different Washington Commanders team. But folks, I'm telling you, dude, what they're doing, especially on the defensive side of things, they were ranked 32nd in the NFL in total defense last season. We knew there was going to be a lot of turnaround. We knew that they had a ton of cap space. We knew that a new quarterback was coming into town. By the way, Sam Howell was traded yesterday. We'll talk about that later on in the video. Defensively, they're doing like just such a good job, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL videos. We post a ton of Commanders content on this channel, so if you could try and get this video to 500 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. But let me know what you guys are thinking thus far about Adam Peters in free agency. So here we go. It's currently Friday in it's just Friday, and the Commanders have made a whole bunch of moves. So here's where they stand as of right now at the time of this recording. Marcus Mariota, Austin Ekeler, Tyler Biadasz, Nick Allegretti, Zach Ertz, Doris Armstrong, Dante Fowler Jr., Clelin Ferrell, Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, Jeremy Chin, Brandon McManus, and Tyler Ott. Now, I know there are some names on there that maybe don't, blow you away. Marcus Mariota probably being the best case for that example. But there are some players, Austin Ekeler and Bobby Wagner, some like quote unquote big name type of players. They're going to make all the difference in the world. So the Washington Commanders hired Dan Quinn as their head coach. You got Cliff Kingsbury recently as your offensive coordinator. They bring in a new DC. Obviously got Adam Peters running things at the GM position. It feels so rejuvenated. It just feels so refreshed. And I want to start this video talking about Bobby Wagner. Now, Bobby Wagner's 34 years old when this upcoming season begins. But folks, don't get that age twisted. This dude is in prime shape. I mean, Bobby Wagner is a legendary linebacker in the NFL, as we know, or as you guys know. But last season, he got his 9th Pro Bowl selection. He had 183 tackles. If there's, as long as he keeps that number in the triple digits, as long as there's not like a huge, significant drop off in his production and effectiveness, Bobby Wagner to lead your linebacker core is unbelievable. And just looking at the 2 new linebackers in Washington with Davis, they have a sneaky, very good linebacking unit. And real quick, I feel so bad every time I talk about this in every Commanders video I make. They're doing the Houston Texans blueprint, guys. Like, they literally are. And that's why I keep putting so much emphasis on whoever the quarterback is. You could think it's Drake May. You could think it's Caleb Williams. Me personally, I think it's clearly Jayden Daniels. If the quarterback selection hits, this Commanders team is making noise, and they're going to make noise immediately. Now, you got Bobby Wagner on a 1-year deal, $6 million guaranteed. It could reach up to $8.5 million with incentives. But I'm telling you, if like even a fourth of these free agent acquisitions hit, and if even a fourth of their draft picks hit, and then obviously, as we keep reiterating, the most important selection at pick number 2 as it stands right now in the quarterback, this Commanders team is set up, man. And I get it. You're going to see a lot, Austin Ekeler, 2-year deal, right? Bobby Wagner, 1-year deal. A lot of these are like, shorter term deals. We did see an extension earlier today, but you get what I'm saying with Reeves. Like, they're following the blueprint from the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans won 3 freaking football games. DeMeco Ryans, CJ Stroud, Will Anderson Jr., they hit on so many free agents, so many draft picks, and they won 10 games and just dominated the Cleveland Browns in the first game of the playoffs. So I want to move next to Austin Ekeler. Now, Austin Ekeler is coming off an injured season. He's coming off a very down year. But if you get anything close to what Austin did in 2022, folks, Austin Ekeler in 2022, 1,637 yards from scrimmage, 18 total touchdowns. Now, in this past season, he averaged a career low 3.5 yards per carry. He only had 51 receptions on 74 targets for 436 yards. But we're pairing him up with Brian Robinson Jr., who created the 7th most created yards per touch in the NFL last season. He had 733 rushing yards. He had 367 receiving yards. I know it was Eric Bieniemy and Sam Howell, but as my Commanders fans know, Brian Robinson Jr. can play, and Austin Ekeler can also play. And I think he perfectly complements Brian. And I think he's going to be such a huge help. Just a veteran. We're not talking 33, 34-year-old veteran. We're talking about a dude technically still in his prime here. If Austin Ekeler's healthy, you could say that with any player in any sporting league, but he's going to help out your incoming rookie QB, whoever it is, so unbelievably much. Now, when I look at the defensive acquisitions, that's what really I notice, because offensively, I've got, Brian Robinson Jr. Now I've got Austin Ekeler. I've got Allegretti. I've got Biotic. I've got a lot of new offensive linemen coming in, but I still have Jahan Dotson. I still have Scary Terry. Obviously they picked up Zach Ertz. Once again, if they get the quarterback right, he's got weapons. He's got weapons on the offense. He's got a new offensive line, a revamped offensive line. But defense is where I'm really seeing some big-ass moves. And specifically with Frankie Louvu coming on over from the Carolina Panthers last season, kind of broke out into a star, or 2 years ago kind of broke out into a star. But Frankie Louvu this past season started and played in all 17 games. 5 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, 5.5 sacks, 125 total tackles, 11 quarterback hits. Doris Armstrong Jr., another one of these just under-the-radar players coming from the Dallas Cowboys, played in all 17 games the past 2 seasons. Last year, 17 games played, technically 1 start. He had 7.5 sacks. He had 12 quarterback hits. He had double-digit quarterback hits in the last 3 seasons. And that's important because obviously you lost Chase Young and Montez Sweat. So if a couple of these dudes hit, man, I'm telling you, the Washington Commanders are going to be, in general, such a different team on paper. But if these guys can play like we think they can, man, Washington already 1 week into free agency is a huge, huge winner. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, and we will see you soon.